This week's passage comes from 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 7 through 8. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid out for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. The passage is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 7 through 8.
Alright, so again, same side, this foot, put the knee right up into his body, okay? This bone right here, you're going to put this right into his hip on the same side, and the other one is underneath his arm, high up, use your hand, touch his back, okay? Try to touch the opposite shoulders. It's like basic, but it's really fundamental, alright? So, your knees up, you're going to take the foot that's on the ground, just step out a little bit, and then keep your wrist in his hip right here, and then start your shrimp, and scoot your butt away a little bit, and I create this space right here, okay? So my next movement, I'm going to use this, I'm going to push and drive my shin, I'm going to try to drive it all the way across his face, okay? Here, if I need another push, I can push again, but I'm trying to hook on his hip here, and my knee goes all the way past his other hip, alright? So now, if I don't use this foot and hook, I'm going to try to dig in here and hook right here, okay? If I don't hook here, if I get to this spot and just stay here, he's just going to walk around and put me back in that same spot, okay? So once I drive that knee and I get that across, I need to hook here, so if he tries to walk around, he's in place right here, okay? He can't go that way like he wants to. So hook, and then you're just going to rotate, go to the other side. You can shorten up a little bit again, create a little bit of space, bring the other foot out, and then come back and go in the guard. Everything's in the same position, okay? Under the arm, in the hip, this into this hip, okay? Foot out here, okay? So I'm gonna Umpa when I feel him push me back down, okay? Keep pushing me back down. The other foot goes, and I move the other way, okay? This is the Umpa escape. So Umpa into him. When he pushes you back, you're gonna come, and you're gonna roll. I mean, you're not rolling the whole way, just stay on top of me, okay? I'm going in, I'm just rolling to my side, I'm going to my left side. Coming back, so I'm gonna dive this over, and this is going under, okay? Grabbing his wrist, when I go over with this one, I'm diving to my own wrist, okay? So, pull it in nice and tight, and now you're just gonna turn back the other way, okay? So go back to the other side. Bring the knee back up, this is your base, I'm going to push, and I'm going to turn. Okay, if he stays on top, if he stays on top, he's tapping, okay? It's a shoulder lock. If he feels it going that way, he'll just roll with you. I'll be able to use it as a sweep. Go over, but then I can still come up, sit on him, and finish it from right there, okay? Really simple pass, and you're just going to go right into mount, okay? So the same thing when you're on top. In order, his knee is up like this. So if it's down, if his knee's down like this, all you have to do is just lift your knee up, put it on his belly, and pass. It's really easy, okay? But we're gonna go like, maybe the guy knows it like a little bit, so he's gonna keep his knee up, okay? So if I'm just lifting up, trying to walk over, that knee's stopping me from passing, okay? So I'm gonna do the same switch. I'm gonna switch my base, but this time I'm gonna switch the other way. So the knee that's at the shoulder is going to go underneath, okay? So I'm going to switch my base here, this way, and now I have to just throw this leg high up over to pass it. So when I throw it up, a lot of times I just like press this down real quick. So when I switch here, okay, I'm going to switch, press it down, and I throw over, okay? Once I go over, to establish the mount, get your knees nice and high, if you can, underneath his armpits. Get a nice wide base out this way, and push back, put your butt down on his hips, okay? I like to drop my chest like right in the guy's face. It makes it real uncomfortable. It makes it like, that's going to be, yeah, keeping him down. That's going to help control his shoulders, control his head. And then when I push back, my butt is going to control his hips, okay? So if I'm like this, that's too much space, and he's going to start, remember the shrimp drill that we did earlier? Too much space, and he's going to start shrimping and try to escape my mount, okay? So if I'm down real low on his face like this, go ahead and start shrimping. It's a lot harder for him to do his shrimp if we're like this, okay? Nice and tight, okay? It's a lot harder for him to move that way, all right? One way I can get the arm out if he's protected up here and I can't swim in. I can't swim in if he's nice and tight or something. Don't go too far towards his shoulders because he's going to scoot out and come out this way, okay? So, I want this arm out, but he's too tight for me to swim in. So make sure your weight is down towards his hips a little bit so he doesn't do that. But you're going to take the other one, stay nice and tight against his head, drive your full arm right across his throat, okay? Grab his shoulder, and now you're just going to use it kind of like this, okay? Bring his shoulder up and just put pressure down. So don't just go like this and like elbow the guy, don't just crush the guy, okay? So just stay nice and tight, put your elbow against his neck here, bring it up, keep in contact the whole time, and just drive, okay? Cup his shoulder right here, okay? Then you're going to push your elbow, try to take your elbow to the mat, and then pull his shoulder up, okay? In the beginning, he has this up tight, defending. I'm going to come around, drive my forearm across until I can cup his shoulder, okay? Then I pull up on the shoulder, push him down on his throat, and fishes that out, and that just brings it right here, okay? So I let go of the shoulder, grab his wrist, goes to the mat. This arm's already in position, okay? Right to the mat, the elbow is on the mat against his neck, and get that same grip here. If your arm's out here and you catch it like this, and you have to just push this down, just touch the mat and slide under. That's all you have to do, okay? Just touch the mat, slide under. Same grip. Get it nice and tight into him, pull down, take the elbow all the way down to the hip. Keep the wrist on the mat, paint the mat, okay? Once you get down here, just lift up the elbow, okay? So I go from here, he straightens out, and I just let him go, and I just keep my grip, but not real tight, kind of just let his wrist slide from being like this to being like this, because when his thumb is straight up in the air, that means his elbow is down. I need the elbow down, okay? So once he gets there, I keep the same grip, I'm still in the same grip, okay? And now all I have to do is put his wrist down to the mat while I take my wrist and kind of raise it up like this, okay? So I'm right here, put his wrist down to the mat and then raise up on the elbow, and that gets an arm bar right there, okay? It's really simple. You just have to make sure when you're sliding that you're not, if you're past the elbow, just like an inch or half an inch this way, you won't get it. And same thing, if you go past it this way, you won't get it. If I'm here, say I'm too far back now, and I'm pressing down, it's uncomfortable, but it's not going to give me a tap, okay? He can move around. Same thing if I'm the other way, okay? A little uncomfortable, but it's not going to do anything. You got to be right on the elbow. You'll kind of feel the joint kind of on your wrist, lock a little bit, okay? So if I have it right on, then I get next move we're going to do, okay? If he goes from here, he straightens it out, and then he doesn't go back in. Maybe he starts to turn it the other way, okay? Now, pause right here. So I'm just going to switch my grip. I'm going to let go of my own wrist. Don't let go of his wrist with your top wrist, though, okay? Don't let go of both. Then you lost the arm, and he's going to hide it again, okay? So if he switches this way, then I let go of my own first, keep his to the mat, then I switch. See, just go here. Now I let go, okay? So let go of your own, keep it on the mat, switch, okay? Then it's the same grip. You're on his wrist, now you go underneath. Now you go this way, then you bend it in, sorry, okay? Now we're going to take it the other way, okay? Once I get it this way, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch my base, okay? So my right leg is going to go underneath my left leg, my left leg is going to go over. So I switch out like this.
Hello, my name is John Boardman, and I would like to thank you for watching another episode of Liberty Jiu Jitsu Club. And throughout this week's episode, we saw Coach Jeremy Clyburn show a series about the guard, side mount, and mount. And I'd like to show you 2 exercises that can help you with your Jiu Jitsu game. Now, as you can see, I'm in the position that Jiu Jitsu people should be in when they're in someone's guard or in side mount. My hips are touching my heels and my knees are to the ground. I'm not too high up, I'm not bent over too low, I'm just stationary. And this is a great exercise to practice because not a lot of people that begin Jiu-Jitsu are not that flexible, especially in the hip area. And this is a great way to begin to get flexible in the hip area. You just kind of sit down and you just relax and just allow your hips slowly touch your heels. And you just breathe and just relax, you know, just kind of spend some time praying, you know, and relaxing. Now, another important aspect of Jiu-Jitsu is hip mobility. And I'm going to go from the Jiu-Jitsu kneel into what we call a matador. Matador is hip mobility. So I'm going to lift my hips off my heels just a little bit, and I'm going to come right back down. As I come back down, my legs are going to come in front of me like this, almost like a hurdle stretch. And I'm going to swing forward, get right back up to my knees. This is great mobility in Jiu-Jitsu. So I'm going to do another matador, sit back down, bring my legs up, come up. Now this is great because, as you can see in the series, we worked a movement from side mount to full mount. And one of the aspects is when someone is in side mount, my left knee would be at someone's shoulder and my right knee would be at someone's hip. And I would be kind of controlling, you know, my chest on their chest, nice and low. And the person that I'm on top of, they usually will have their knee up to prevent my leg from mounting them. So what Coach Jeremy showed us is basically switch our base. We switch the base, and then you can see switching the base is almost the exact same movement of a mount. And then you swing your legs over a person like so. So that's why this is a good exercise. You switch, go up, down, and you can see my hips are on my heels. So, matador, and that is the first exercise of the week. And the last technique, we look at the importance of hip mobility and posture. And the next exercise, it's going to address the importance of muscular endurance. In Jiu-Jitsu, a person's energy level is going to be going up and down, and they need to learn how to pace themselves. So they're going to be utilizing a lot of their muscular endurance. And a lot of our warm-ups are circuit and high-intensity intervals. For example, last Friday, one of the coaches took us through this warm-up to where for 20 minutes we did isometrics. The first minute we did 8 burpees. And the next minute we did air squats of 12. And every odd minute it was burpees, and every even minute it was squats. So after we got to the midway point, which was 10 minutes, he started adding 2 reps towards each isometric. And that was training our muscular endurance to help us with our Jiu-Jitsu game. Well, I took that concept and I applied it to a kettlebell, which I'm going to show right now. I got at the bottom of my feet. This right here is a kettlebell. And it's a great exercise to help you build your strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, and also your core area, which is important in all sports, especially Jiu Jitsu. And if you can't afford a kettlebell, Next best thing is a dumbbell. And with kettlebells or dumbbells, you can do various exercises. Like you could do a squat with an upright row. Just simply pick it up, pull it up. Another exercise you can do is kettlebell cleans. Start from the bottom, pull it up, just like you're doing a clean motion with a barbell. And you can push it above your head. And once you do about 8 of those, you kind of switch it. And two of my favorite is kettlebell swings, where you squat up, pull up, switch arms, pull up, switch arms, or you could do both at the same time and you could swing. So the way you could take the kettlebell or dumbbell and utilize the concept that one of the coaches taught us, you can do 20 minutes, odd minutes, you could do like kettlebell swings. Even minutes, you could do cleans. Whatever exercise you could do. And the whole point is to build up your muscular endurance. And once you get to the 10-minute mark, you could add up repetitions. Let's say before the 10 minutes, you start off 10 reps of cleans. And then next minute, you'll start off like squats and do about 12 reps. And then once you get to the 10-minute mark, you add 2 minutes, keep adding. And your muscular endurance will improve, your core strength will improve, your flexibility. So these two exercises I showed you here tonight can definitely help you with your jiu-jitsu game. And we meet on Mondays and Fridays, so that means there's at least a 3-day gap. And that should give you enough time to begin doing your exercises. And that's how you improve your game. It's not just showing up for class and doing your exercise and your techniques there, but it's also about trying to make time throughout the week and do little exercises that can help improve your game. And those are 2 exercises for episode 3. And again, thank you for watching.